Hello.
Hey,
Back for Danny.
Oh, hey, it's me.
That's you. Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks, dude.
Have a good night. You too.
Not a bad box. Yeah. Oh, that's what these are. So I said in my last video that I like to go on walks, and I'm in a real pickle here. I bought a Frank Brothers. It's an amazing, high quality instrument, but I don't want to do a video specifically being like, oh, check out this thing I bought. I don't know, I want the video to be approachable to anything and anyone. So I was thinking about like what happens when I buy a guitar? How do I feel? And you know, I don't know if it's the sun in the trees or the fact that I'm not looking at a screen. I can only think about how guitar well and truly makes me happy, just the guitars in general. So when I get more guitars and get into that kind of thing, it's a really special thing that's hard to articulate. So I want to kind of talk about why guitars make me happy. Little cute hat. I think what really makes me feel happy about playing guitar is that it allows you to articulate yourself to an audience. And even if you don't play for anyone but yourself, you're still using the guitar as an articulation machine. It's the way you kind of speak. So it's so important. And that's why playing guitar is so much fun. It's like a new language. It's a way to establish a connection to something special, and then it allows you to form connections to other musicians because we all share that same bond with our instruments. So when you get a new guitar, it's so much fun to just get to know the thing. You're gonna get to know every nook and cranny of that thing, and I think that's a really special thing. And now a quick word from our not sponsor.
Introducing the Frank Brothers Arcade. Custom made in Toronto, Canada by a small, elite team of expert luthiers. With an olive drab finished maple top adorned with tortoiseshell appointments. Sporting an eye-popping Carina body, expertly balanced in both weight and tone. With Lawler low-wind imperial pickups and a stunning rosewood fretboard with split parallelogram inlays and a matching olive drab headstock. The Frank Brothers Arcade is your one-stop shop to the tone zone. This segment was not sponsored by Frank Brothers, but you should buy one because it will make you happy, and the guys at the shop are the nicest people you'll ever meet. And Canadian.
I remember looking at first guitars when I first started playing, and it was a hard choice back then. Nowadays, I feel like with modern manufacturing, most guitars on the wall of a guitar store are perfectly adequate for like 99% of people. But if they're all adequate, how do you whittle down these choices? And to me, that's where the most important part of buying a guitar is aesthetics. Really, if you buy something to play and you don't like walk by it and go, ooh, it's not gonna entice you to play it. And remember, guitars are an extension of you, so choosing a guitar that represents what you're trying to say to the world is pretty important. Some people go for the practical choice, and gosh, I commend you for going practical, but I really want the guitar to speak to me and speak to whoever I'm playing for. And aesthetics aren't just looks either. It can also be like where the switches are on the guitar are important, the shape is really important, the weight, those are all kind of aesthetic things that do make a difference to people when they play them. I don't know if you agree with this or not, but I find choosing the strap is way harder than choosing the guitar. I find I collect straps just in the off chance I find a guitar that fits the vibe that I bought. It's the stupidest thing. Another cool thing I like about guitars, I really love how guitars play you. I think that's such a cool part of guitar. The shape, the feel, the history of the thing will play you in a certain way. A Strat evokes certain play styles out of people because they have such a deep entrenched history of music, and a Les Paul has a certain chunk to it where I find it's really hard for me not to envision like Jimmy Page chonking through a high watt. It's just such an entrenched part of the history of a Les Paul to me. And a guitar plays you in a different way as well, and that's a poorly set up guitar. What I mean by that is if the guitar has really high action, you are absolutely gonna play differently. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, that's up to you to decide. But if you're a player like me who loves really, really low action, you need to get a quality of guitar that has that quality from the fretwork, the way it's made, the neck angle. Those things become more important if you really want a guitar that is perfect in every way as far as the way it plays. When it comes to low action and high playability, that means thousandths of an inch of error can't happen when you buy a guitar. So that's why a more expensive guitar is gonna have that playability. And that's why I chose the Frank Brothers. It's a mix of the aesthetics that I want and the performance from being a very, very high quality, high precision made instrument. A builder like Frank Brothers has a very, very strong attention to detail, and that's the really important part, and that's what you pay for when you buy a guitar that's expensive like that. But don't go out and buy the most expensive guitar. Nearly any guitar of quality can play good. So benchmark yourself first, go get a professional setup from someone, and maybe even ask if it needs fretwork. Fretwork to me is like the big differentiator between a good guitar and a bad guitar. Is poor fretwork just sucks. It makes the guitar really hard to adjust to where you want it to be. So the last aspect of buying a guitar and why a guitar is so great is, all right, you got aesthetics. You've picked a guitar that you like the look of. It plays the way you want. You like the setup. You like the way it's made. The other aspect of that is the story. Musicians are inherently storytellers. So we kind of gravitate towards guitars with stories. That's why like Murphy Lab relic stuff, because it looks like it has a story, right? So it's up to you to connect that dot and get a story that you can get behind, but we intrinsically buy things based on the story behind it. And I think Frank Brothers is a good example of great aesthetics, great quality. I want to be a part of that story that Frank Brothers is. So I'm so grateful that they made me a guitar. It's awesome. Guitars make me happy. And why wouldn't you keep buying things that don't have calories, they're not bad for you, and they make you happy and inspire creativity, right? Just find those things in your life. That's why I love coffee. Coffee has no calories, so there's no downside. No downside. Thanks for watching. I hope you stick around to see what type of creativity gets pulled out of me from the Frank Brothers, and let's find out together. Let's have some fun. So thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye.